Allora,
Alright, new Mecha side, I want to talk about Boltus and why he is a dynamic duo. Now, everyone know that Boltus chained pretty hard on TDM, but in these videos, I'm gonna be talking about everything. Now, in my personal opinion, Boltus is okay in BR, but when it comes to TDM, with the right partner, he can be deadly. Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're reviewing the Boltus, the Lightning Mecha, and I know this mech has been around a year now, and we're only reviewing it now because I feel like it. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna talk about Boltus and what I personally think about him, my personal build, and what I can offer in terms of trips and ticks and whatever technique. Anyways, let's talk about the first thing, the pilot. Right, I'm pretty sure Norma is the one that a lot of boys are waiting for, but of course, just like her mecha, she has two big balls too. Maybe three, I don't know why it's three, but don't ask me. Anyways, her birthday is August 4th, and she is a female, thank god. And she is a prophet, so basically she predicts things and fortune telling and stuff like that. I don't know, but no CV yet, and what I know is that an indestructible prophet, whose real name is probably not Norma, and more people would rather call her Starwish. Anyways, fortune telling is not a very convincing way to make a living in today's... Yeah, it's not, I never believe in those kind of fortune telling. But her irresistible charm could tear down any defenses when someone spills his innermost secret. It's not hard to predict his future. She likes sunsets and riddles, and she dislikes being rushed. Now, I'm guessing why people let their defense down, why people let their guard down. There's really one reason only. You get what I mean. Okay, that's all about the owner, I guess. Now let's talk about Boltus. I didn't really play him a lot on the Steam version, but it has a bumblebee-like design, which I really like, and the new skin is also an ass skin, which I also like, the Battle Pass. It gives you the Yu-Gi-Oh! Magician kind of feels. And I don't want to talk about the background, so we're just gonna talk about the battle features. So it's a hit and run, that's something I agree, but it's also act as a finisher, and it's also act as a burst. Really good mech. It can be played short range, far range, mid range. It's really good, but when it's come to far range, it's more of like a support and slowly closing in. Mobility wise, I would say not normal because he only has one dash, but his dash is very useful. We'll talk about that later. And one thing is that his jump is one of the lowest in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Now his durability, add together with additional shield, will have 2800 HP, which sits him around 3rd or 4th of the lowest, and his total field is 100, which I don't have any problem because all you do is do jumping to avoid getting hit. Now this mecha is really friendly together with a jump pad because of his dash. Now let's talk about his primary attack. Lightning Bolt. Fire a lightning bolt that adds 1 at lightning mark to hit a mecha and trigger 1 lightning damage at 5 mark. Now it has a click capacity of 20 and attack frequency of 2.4 shots per second. Reloading time 2 seconds. Now if you want to build Cyrus, I don't know about that. Not much of a difference compared to like Neutron Stars and others, but I think he has a 3rd attack, which we'll talk about, which is the Lightning Chain, or what I like to call Zeus Strike. But let's talk about the secondary attack first. Laser Cannon. The secondary attack, activate a laser cannon that deals damage instantly and add 2 lightning marks. The laser cannon lock onto the enemies and refract within a certain range. Now it has a cooldown of 14 seconds, which I kind of recommend building it. But there's actually 2 builds I recommend, but saturated damage of 470. Now he has a 3rd attack, which is the Lightning Change, or the Zeus Strike, I would like to call it, because it kind of reminds me of Dota 2 Zeus. Now he does a Zeus Strike or a Lightning Strike that deals 300 damage, but used to be 330. Now do keep in mind that his Lightning Chain can be chained with 2 Boltus in TDM. That's why it makes it so dangerous in TDM. Now his jump is probably one of the one that I do not like because there's a lot of places that you couldn't go, but what makes it up for it is his dash. Lightning Charge transforms into an electric current and initiate a high-speed charge. During this time, gain 19% damage reduction. You gain the ability to pass through enemy. This is really helpful. Just take a look at this clip right here. Hostile was trying to strike me, but I actually went through him and boom, he's gone. And add 1 lightning mark. So as you pass through someone, you add a lightning mark to him. Now if you have 6 lightning mark, which is his third attack, it's gonna do 300 damage. So it's so good. While you're reloading, you can dash through someone. And now this lightning charge is something that I would like to use Here's the tips. I'm gonna give it to you right now. I would like to do a dolphin dive, go all the way up. I do one mark, and then I go with my secondary attack. I'll do another 2 mark. This is very useful because when I go up, most people tend to get caught off guard, and not a lot of beginners or normal players know. But when it comes to pro players, a lot of some of them, not rarely I've seen, know how to counter this technique. Like they often thought that you're actually passing through them, but they never expected you to go up. Okay, next we're covering is the modules. Like usual, I will cover one by one. Now we got the EMP interference, which reduce enemy movement by 15% at level 3 for enemy mecha triggering lightning damage for 2 seconds. I would prefer slowing people down, but if you want this secondary weapon to do more damage, then you can also give that. But the only downside is that it damage to a mecha that have any amount of shield. So it's only when they have shield. When they don't have shield, I don't think it's a very good one. This one is something I don't know, but what you guys personally think? Would you pick the first one or would you pick Static Shock? The second one, defense module, energy absorption, regenerate 50, 100 to 150 shield when hitting a mecha with a secondary weapon. Now this is something really nice. I would rather hit them twice and then generate, generate that shield. It feels so good though. Guided lightning, 5%, 10%, 15% range for assisted aiming. I don't really prefer this, so I would prefer having a shield. I think anyone would use the second one. Range of assisted aiming with second. Nah, I don't. We can just aim normally, right? Now the third one, which I haven't unlocked on the Steam version, increased movement speed when firing on the move. I would not recommend this. I would recommend Grease Lightning, which is decrease the cooldown for the secondary attack, which you want to spam as fast as possible. Like Boltus is something you want to spam as fast as possible. Now when it comes to core modules, core 1 or core 2, a lot of people will go for core 2 because they think that having more lightning mark will actually change faster. But actually core 1 is also very useful. Now the reason why core 1 is useful is because when you strike the ground, it actually, if you don't have a really good aim, you strike the ground, or you just zap one mecha. It also goes to surrounding and triggering chain as well. So it's a very good way of finishing things fast as well. But think about this, if it's in a TDM and you have one Boltus with core 1 fighting close range and one Boltus with core 2 playing from far range, then it could be a really disaster. I'm never able to try this because I don't have a Boltus partner, but this would be a lead thing to try out. Now core 1 and core 2 Boltus fighting side by side. And when it comes to tech build, there's actually 2 ways to build it. I'm not gonna name things here. You can either build your secondary weapon recovery. Now that Cyrus is out, if you think reload rate would help you, because I personally don't use it because when I dash, I'm already done reloading. So you can go with secondary weapon recovery, or you can either go with fire rate, because you want to generate that mark as fast as possible. As for the defense one, the blue one, I would rather just go with combat skill recovery, secondary weapon recovery, yeah, same thing, movement speed and fuel recovery, and that's it. So this is my personal build if you want to go with it. But I don't know if in the future we'll get some sort of a pilot that helps out, and then we might have to change the entire thing. Alright, when it comes to pilot, you can either go combat control, which reduce the cooldowns of the dash. I do not think anything else really matters unless you want the extra shield or unless you want the extra durability from Ning's skill. This one is something I don't also recommend, but what I would prioritize would be the reload rate for Cyrus, because that really helps a lot, even if it's not really that much. 20% or 18% would help. The max is 20%, but so I would use this to just get the extra reload when my dash is down. So if you have anything that you like to use, I don't think fuel is recommended, so combat control is recommended. The one I'm using, Hills of Bullet, is recommended, and then if you want durability, go ahead and just get that. Now we won't know in the future what kind of pilot we get, but if we do get fire rate, I do recommend that. If we do get secondary weapon cooldown, I also recommend that. Now at the end of the day, I just want to let you know that Boltus is a very simple mech. His chain is able to like deal 300 damage, and from mid range, if you're playing from mid range, and you can also add like a sniper. You see the crosshair changes in color. Now yeah, that's the way that you can actually play as a sniper. Now that's basically about it about his primary and his secondary attack. What I like to do, like I always said, is that I would do the dolphin dive. You can either go from here up, people always get caught off guard, or you can do it the other way around, which is a U. First you gotta jump first. Let me wait for the cooldown. I often miss, but it does happen. Like if you have a higher ground, then you wouldn't like suffer from it. Just core 1, if you have a bad day, you have bad aim, and you still really want to play Boltus, then you can zap the wall, it still gets the mecha. You can zap the ground, it still gets the mecha. Or you can just zap the mecha, it can still get the other one. You see, it's so useful. Now if you have 2 Boltus, one with core 1, one with core 2, double zapping, that's it. Now there's really not much to talk about Boltus, as to all he does is just zap and snipe, and all I can say is that the Dolphin Dive is very, very useful. Now Boltus is a mech that I truly enjoy playing. He's a very simple mech, just hit and run and finish, that's it. But if you have a very good partner, you'll be able to do even better. Now I don't think he is OP in BR, he's okay, like I mentioned. But when it comes to terminal AD in the BR, I would focus on shield, because he has a very low shield. I think he sits around 3 or 4th lowest. Or you can either go DPS, but risky. So this is my personal opinion regarding Boltus. All I want to tell you is that the dash is the key for you to win, especially in one-on-one. What you personally think about Boltus, leave it down in the comment section below. And if you want to see more mecha reviews, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because I'm trying to cover as much mecha as I can, but if there is a mech that I cannot cover, I might have to call down a pro to help me cover. Thank you all so much for watching, and Ace is a gaming channel.